All right, so we are off and running. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight, coming online and joining us for the top 10 oils. My thought is that you're going to know the majority of this or some of this, but I think we're gonna learn a couple things as we go along. I was broke out an old book of I don't know if you guys saw the post earlier from Dr. Susan Lawton, Living Healthy and Happily Ever After. This book is very helpful with many things. She talks about all the oils in there, but more importantly, she comes at it from an emotional aspect, and it kind of gives you some more meat, some more background on these oils. So I really like it. I'm gonna have to go back and reread some of this stuff just to bring it back to the front of my mind. So with that being said, we are going to leave the microphones open. So if you guys got questions along the way, go ahead and ask them. And we are going to do a little slideshow as we go along. If I can get it up and running. Where did it go? There it is. All right, there it goes. Let me know if you guys can see that.
I can.
Okay.
I can see it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So, this is all about kind of being in charge, taking care of your own family, being empowered, and enabling to take care of the most of the simple stuff that right here in our own home, right? One of the things that doTERRA has been promoting is that you can take care of 80% of the medical situations within your own home with a box and a book. You get a kit of some sort, and you get a good reference book, and between those two items, you can take care of a lot of different things. So with that, let's kick off into the first oil.
Oh, all right.
Or actually, what we're going to do is talk about a little bit of we're going to start back at the beginning and basics of things, because I didn't know if we were going to have some brand new folks involved with this or not. So we're going to take it from the ground floor and take it on up. So go ahead, hon.
Oh, I'm up. Okay, what is an essential oil? I found this to be very fascinating when we were first learning. It's a natural aromatic compound found in plants, and it's showing the little bead on the lavender.
No, it's the oil sac on the peppermint plant.
Peppermint. Oh, okay, it's over there. I see it.
Oh.
And they can be steam distilled or cold pressed for extraction. They are powerful. There are safe benefits without side effects. And that for me is key. That there's no side effects with the oils.
Hello? No, I'm sorry, she's not here.
It's the same natural approach to healthcare as in ancient civilizations. Any of the oils books that we have, if you actually read the beginnings of them, they do talk about Chinese medicine and Indian and just all over the world using oils for basic health needs. And what I like about the doTERRA is that they're certified pure therapeutic grade. You don't get any better than that.
This is 100% volatile essential oil that we get and you can tell that as soon as you open up the bottle.
The really cool part is they can actually kill viruses and bacteria. Antibiotics can't penetrate the cell membrane, but essential oils can. So when you have a bacterial infection, yes, you can take an antibiotic and get it cured. But if you have a virus that's inside your cell, nothing can hit that's synthetic. It needs an essential oil to get in there and kill it.
One of the things I was reading is that sometimes when you do have a virus, your doctor may still prescribe an antibiotic for you because the virus is going to kind of weaken your immune system. So they're almost anticipating you to be sick again once that virus is done. So now they're anticipating a bacterial infection. So that's why you still end up getting antibiotics for a virus, because they're almost going to guarantee that your immune system is going to start breaking down a little bit and just not be as strong as it can be. And we have the oils that can help us with keeping that immune system strong.
This is just a quick comparison chart about what an essential oil costs versus traditional medicine, and also time of effectiveness. It's, when you think of how much it costs for a bottle of peppermint oil, but you don't need much, and it's very effective very quickly.
Yeah, and this is just talking about the medication. Excuse me. This doesn't take into consideration that you got to take time off of work. When you go to make the appointment, you got a copay that's there. Once the appointment's done, you got to get a prescription. So there's another copay that goes with that. And then when we get the prescription, we hope that it is the right medication, where it kind of works a little bit different with the oils. If you kind of start learning them and learning which oils are good for your body, then you just start using those more often, and it keeps your body systems at peak operating performance, and you notice we're not sick near as much as we used to be. We still get sick, but the colds don't last as long. And when it's Sunday morning and you're not feeling right and you're going to need something, we now just go right over to our counter and we put together that flu bomb, and that helps us get through probably 90% of those little ickiness things that we're feeling.
And essential oils can be used 3 different ways: aromatically, to diffuse them in the air, to purify the air, or change your emotion. I often use that in the morning to aid my coffee. Get some peppermint, some wild orange going. I was like, okay, now I can go do something. Right. You can use it topically, right on your skin, or even diluted, and for whatever problem you happen to have. You can also use these internally. For the most part, there are a couple you can't, but you can use them internally.
Yeah, and we know the key on that is when we're looking at an essential oil bottle, if it says supplemental facts on it, then that is an oil that can be taken internally. If it does not have that supplemental facts there, do not take that internally. It's not made to be ingested.
Essential oil safety. They are very safe and gentle with few side effects. The 3 no's are: keep them out of your eyes, ears, and your nose. They can be diluted with a carrier oil, not water. If skin sensitivity, it's primary. What does that mean? Primary safety issue. If you have sensitive skin, just dilute it, use it carefully, try a little bit here or there, and make sure that it's going to work okay for you. And follow all the label instructions.
Right, and then especially the hot oils, you're going to want to dilute those with the carrier oil. Hot oils are like cinnamon, oregano, on guard, clove. Right, yeah. Lemongrass is another oil that we're not going to talk about tonight, but that's definitely another oil that you're going to want to dilute. And I want to take a moment to look at this little graph here at the bottom. As we look at these oils, we're going to see that you're going to see these, the aromatically, topically, internally, whether it can be neat or if it's skin sensitivity or dilute. So as we're looking at each slide for the oils, if you forget any of this stuff, just refer back to the Modern Essentials book, which is basically where this coding comes from. So we'll just kind of keep going through that. So the first oil we're going to talk about tonight is lavender.
Lavender is all things calming. It can be diffused in a room or applied topically to calm anxiety and soothe emotions. And it can also soothe irritated skin and lips. Lavender on You Kiss Me?
Ooh, no.
Massage on the back or the bottoms of the feet. Apply a drop to a pillow at bedtime to help you sleep. Apply immediately to help calm reaction to a bee sting or a bug bite, which we have used.
Many occasions, many occasions.
And then a little did you know there, it takes around 30 pounds of lavender plants to make just one 15 milliliter bottle. It's amazing.
So some of the other stuff I was reading up on it, lavender is one of those unique oils because it kind of simultaneously stimulates and relaxes. So it kind of has this little bit of invigorating, but yet kind of laid back, kind of calms you down a little bit. Some people, pardon me, some people say, they just don't like the lavender. They don't like that the fragrance of it. And what I was reading some studies on that, and sometimes they actually have a small internal infection that's going on that hasn't been resolved yet. So you can do a little like a 3-week regime of using clove and oregano on the bottom of your feet before you go to bed at night. You do that for 3 weeks, and that's usually long enough to clear up any kind of internal infection that might be going on. And then you smell the lavender again, and a lot of times people think that the fragrance is more pleasant at that time. So it's just really weird that when people think that they don't like the fragrance of it, they actually may have a small internal infection going on.
Sorry, hair in the mouth. Lemon. We use lemon lots and lots and lots. It's the clean and freshen oil. Add a drop to honey to soothe a dry or sore throat, which we have done. Diffuse in a room to neutralize odors and elevate mood. Used to clean the kitchen counters and stainless steel appliances. Have you tried that, Lisa, on your stainless steel at all?
I do not have stainless steel.
Oh,
but
okay.
I have a smooth glass cooktop stove.
Uh-huh.
So I will take a drop of essential oil, the lemon, and put a hot rag over it and let it sit for a few minutes, and it helps degrease.
Oh, lovely. Yep,
Yeah.
Yep. We use it in a spray bottle with water and with vinegar to clean windows. It works really well on that.
I do that too.
Mm-hmm. Very simple. Cat tail, sorry. Take internally with water as an antioxidant and detoxifier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lemon oil is a wonderful detox oil. It's kind of that maintenance detox. Do a drop or two in your water, and it kind of helps that continuous maintenance detox thing going on. If you use lemon topically, don't forget that's one of the sun-sensitive oils. So if you use it within a 24-hour period topically, you want to be careful when you go out into the sun. Now,
also, a thing to remember with lemon, which I forget from time to time, the oil comes from the rind, not the juice, like when you squeeze lemon into a glass of water. It's a different chemical makeup.
Right. Now, all the citrus oils that doTERRA has, actually, this comes from the rinds. So, and so people say that they're allergic to this or that, or you have to remember that it comes from a different part of the plant, so it's a different composition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I stole your line.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay. If you notice, the fragrance of lemon is very invigorating, right? It's kind of warming and that detoxifying thing, and it's actually good for mood enhancement too, because all the citrus oils seem to have this benefit that it kind of elevates the mood somewhat. Lemon is really good to use for as an antidepressant. And Lisa, you had talked about how lemon oil can cut through grease. We have used that on a couple different occasions. If you have some kind of gummy residue, lemon oil is a good thing to use to help clean that up. Lemon oil helps encourage the body to detox and excrete all the waste and the toxins. And the other cool thing is it actually helps tone up your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, and your heart. So most of the things that are involved with with the body as you're trying to detox, it helps with all of those organs as well. It does have an emotional side to it too. Lemon oil is a radiant, it's uplifting, it's reviving, and it's kind of a stimulating type of oil. So a lot of benefits from lemon oil.
And peppermint, one of my very, very favorites. Internally, you can use it with lemon and water for a healthy, refreshing mouth rinse. We actually use just peppermint. Sometimes you'll use spearmint or something, but you don't have to buy, chemical mouthwash if you use lemon or peppermint. It really makes you feel good. Inhale deeply to invigorate the lungs and increase alertness. Yep, absolutely. He just had some peppermint before we started this. Add to water in a spray bottle and mist body when overheated, which I use and we both use when we're outside working in the heat. A little peppermint spray on you feels really good. It's also good for if you're nauseous or you have a fever. Multiple sclerosis, that's interesting. Congestion, headaches, and motion sickness. So it has many uses.
Yeah, peppermint has long been known to be one of the best oils to use for digestive issues, irritated bowel syndrome, those kinds of things. Now the oil itself is distilled from the leaves, the stems, the flowers, and the buds. Peppermint is one of the plants that is grown in the Midwest here in the United States. There is a video on YouTube on the doTERRA farmers that have been doing this for 3 or 4 generations now. The oil is used anything from you got an ant problem, spider problem, mouse problem. You can spray it to deter them. It's good for fever reducing. Let's see. One of the really good benefits of peppermint oil is that it actually helps stimulate the brain. It improves memory. It clarifies your thinking. It really kind of wakes up the central nervous system. I was reading a study where they diffused peppermint in a class as they were administering an exam, and then they did another class where they didn't diffuse the peppermint, and the ability to retain the knowledge and just the ones that had the peppermint being diffused scored higher across the board on the exam than with the class that didn't have anything diffusing. So it really does help kind of stimulate that nervous system and keep you up.
If you've been to any of the local doTERRA meetings, they will have someone putting peppermint in your hand or wild orange in your hand, and then you walk in and everybody else has the smell on them, and it keeps you awake and alert for an evening meeting. All right, oregano, natural immune support. This is nature's antibiotic. Take several drops in an empty gelatin capsule for periodic immune support. Dilute and apply to the bottoms of feet of kids and adults as a natural defense. Remembering that the bottoms of your feet have the biggest pores and they're more easily taken in and usable in your system. Use internally as part of a monthly cleansing regimen for GI health.
Yeah, this is one of the oils that if you do use topically, you're going to definitely want to dilute that probably to a 1-to-3 ratio. This is an oil that's very heavily used in and around. My sister uses it with her Italian cooking. She makes a lot of spaghetti sauces and stuff. Lisa, I'm sure you may have used this before with some of your salad dressings or mixes that you put together. Sure.
A little goes a long way.
Yeah, little goes a long way. Got to
Yeah.
remember that. As far as the support system, it really some of the viruses that we have are kind of tricky, and they actually hide within our body. Even when we think that we've gotten through the situation, viruses kind of like to hide along our spine and in fatty tissued areas within the body, and they'll just kind of hibernate there. So doTERRA taken internally is a really effective way on purging out and making sure that that virus is fully removed from the body. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is one of the oils that we use with our flu balm as well. Again, it just helps get rid of those viruses that are hidden somewhere within the body. Yeah.
Melaleuca. Okay, Melaleuca is the first aid for the skin. Applied to skin blemishes and rashes as part of a daily cleansing program. Used with shampoo or conditioner for healthy scalp and hair. You could put some in your shampoo, whatever shampoo you use. It helps with acne, allergies, athlete's foot, candida, cavities, cold sores, eczema, ear infection. Supposed to be ear infection. Lice, ringworm, sore throat, thrush, etc. What we normally do if we're making, like we were talking about, a flu balm, we add Melaleuca to it because it works with oregano to get those nasty little dermies out.
Yeah, if you notice the smell of Melaleuca, it really has kind of a medicinal type smell to it. Very effective at boosting the immune system, and it's really an oil that kind of, you use it in conjunction with other oils, and it gives them some very synergistic effect, right? Use it with lavender for skin problems, for ecchymosis. Really, you kind of get the benefit of both worlds there. Very pungent smelling. It's distilled from the leaves and the twigs of the plant. It's actually related to having psychologically related to having warming and strengthening feelings. Many people find it more palatable if it's blended with another oil. Melaleuca kind of just is very invigorating to the mind and to the body, and it kind of inspires confidence when you're using it aromatically. You can use it to kind of dispel the doom and gloom of somebody who's chronically ill. It will actually kind of lift their spirits up a little bit and just be a better mind and better presence.
Frankincense. Frankincense comes exclusively from Somalia, which I think is really cool. It's used to clean and dress minor cuts and sores. Used with a carrier oil for beautiful, radiant skin. Helps with surgical healing and emotional balance, cancer, inflammation, improve your vision. It hits all the high points. Use with lavender and peppermint to calm stress and headaches. When in doubt, get your frankincense out. And you just don't know what else to use.
So the cool part about frankincense is they actually have to score the tree, and then it kind of, this sap-like substance starts coming out, and it kind of is in the form of tears, and that's what they cut off from the tree, and they steam distill that, and that's what the oil is made from. Now, cool fact I was reading here, it said Egyptian, Greek, Roman, French, and Asian folklore speak of frankincense for driving away evil spirits. If we think of these spirits as obsessions, fears, anxieties, which we may have to overcome as physical illness, we find that frankincense is certainly quite useful in such a purpose. So that emotional balance definitely plays into that. It will also help. Most valuable essential oil for slowing and deepening your breathing, and to help ward off that fear, that anxiousness, that tension, and that stress. One of the best things about frankincense is, I mean, one of your favorite terms. It's the sesquiterpenes.
Oh.
So, like she had mentioned earlier, is that synthetic medications cannot cross the blood-brain barrier of the cell. Frankincense has the ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, and it facilitates the oxygenation of that cell. Cells have a normal life cycle where they're generated, they have a job to do, but once that job is over, they have this thing called apoptosis, where they naturally dissolve, and then other cells replace that. Frankincense kind of helps with that, with the cells and living their life cycle, and helping them have that apoptosis effect, so that they're not just hanging around. And then we got bad cells, and sometimes when people start talking about cancer, that's essentially what we're talking about, is something that happened at the cellular level, that cells mutated or morphed into something that they went beyond their life cycle.
Yeah, and the body couldn't get rid of them, but frankincense helps to do that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What do you got?
How would you use the frankincense to help improve your vision? Mine's crappy.
Anytime you want to use, anytime we talk about trying to improve the vision and whatnot, one way you can take it is internally, because the cells within our body know which oils they want to use, so you can take it internally. Another option you can have is just take it and rub it along the outside of the orbit, kind of above the eyebrow and the lower lid.
And I would dilute that too, because that's very sensitive areas around your eyes. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Was it Sally that asked the question?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Sally. I'm Lisa. I am nearsighted, and I wear bifocal contact lenses. And I have been using doTERRA's Immortelle every day, under the eye and up and around. And I have improved my eyesight over the last 2 years, a whole point. So I've gone from a 3.25 to a 2.25 in both eyes.
Wow.
And my doctor is astonished. How are you doing this? So
you're getting older, but your eyesight is improving.
My eyesight is actually improving, and I truly believe it's the use of the Immortelle, because I have been the same prescription strength outside of the bifocal since I was in my 20s. So, and this is the first time 2 years ago that it has actually changed my eyesight. I do believe it's from the Immortelle. And
I don't have the recipe right off the top of my head, but I think frankincense is in Immortelle.
I believe it is.
I'd have to go back and look that up. But of course, Sally, the frankincense touch is the BOGO for today. So
yeah, I know. I wondered that.
Or you can make up your own bottle at home too. So definitely dilute that, probably at least a 1-to-3 ratio, if not maybe a little bit more. Remember,
even a little more
goes a long way.
Okay.
So
Thanks,
Okay.
Lisa.
Thank you. I'll have to try it.
all right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
On to many people's favorite oil is On Guard, which is renamed to the Protective Blend. This smells good, tastes good, works good. You can diffuse it in a room to eliminate airborne pathogens. I have a spray bottle in the bathroom for those stinky moments of life. You can dilute it in a spray bottle to clean doorknobs, telephones, and other community surfaces. That's what I clean my counters with. Is
Me too.
On Guard. I mean, just On Guard and water in a spray bottle, and it's There's so many studies out there on how On Guard kills off all the germs you have.
Yes.
Because it smells really good, unlike some. You can dilute and gargle morning and night as a protective mouth rinse. Sometimes I just throw a drop in my glass of water during the day. Not everybody likes the taste of it. I do. So you can also
I do it in orange juice.
yeah.
Oh.
Huh. That would be an interesting taste. You can also put several drops in an empty gelatin capsule for added immune support. Like through the winter, it's a good thing. You know, if you, it's so good. Just a great smell too. Let me go to the next page. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
So not only does On Guard have so many benefits, and it's because of the blends, the oils that are used to make that, right? It has wild orange and clove and eucalyptus and cinnamon and rosemary in it. And all of that, it gives it that antibacterial, anti-infectious, antiviral, a little bit of anti-inflammatory thing going on too. But if you diffuse this with a little bit of frankincense, this gives you pretty much, it starts eliminating airborne bacteria and stuff. So you're really cleansing the air really well. So anybody that's been involved with doTERRA for a little while knows that you can have the option to become an On Guard junkie. And there are a lot of products out there with On Guard because they are very, very effective. Anything from the throat lozenges to the hand soap to the toothpaste to the beadlets. We use the On Guard concentrate cleaner, like Elaine was saying. We just put a couple tablespoons of that into a bottle and spray the counters, and it's really very effective. I carry the On Guard Plus capsules with me when I'm feeling a little bit ill, and I don't, I know I need to maintain the oils, but when you go out to work or you're away from your home, you don't have the ability to go make that capsule. So the On Guard Plus capsules are something that I carry regularly. So if I am kind of taking them throughout the day, it's just a more convenient way for me to use them.
Yeah, the On Guard drops, the lozenges, those are great to carry with you in case you you get a sore throat or just need that extra immune boost.
Just the fact that they taste good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think the taste is overpowering. So when I give this to somebody for the first time, I'll tell them to keep the wrapper.
Keep the wrapper handy in case you have to, yeah. And even me, I move it around in my mouth from side to side because it is very strong. But it tastes good. All right, moving on. We're on Deep Blue, the soothing blend. We have friends who really don't care very much about all the other oils, but they can't live without Deep Blue. It's you can apply it directly to tired, aching joints, rub it on muscles before and after exercise. It has peppermint in it, so it helps to get the blood flowing. And use with a carrier oil for therapeutic deep tissue massage. This is out on our counter, and we use it after working in the yard.
I'll use it tomorrow morning when I get up on the lower back.
Now this is the Deep Blue rub, not the little concentrate that is shown there.
Yeah, you can see that there's a lot of uses for Deep Blue, and the funny part is I find, and Elaine is the same way. We find the Deep Blue oil isn't very effective for us sometimes. Elaine has arthritis, and if my joints are hurting, the oil itself doesn't always do the trick. I find that my body likes the Deep Blue rub better, especially for any kind of muscle soreness. But my sister-in-law, who used to do some 5K races, she would say, you know, what do you got for after the race? And so we gave her some Deep Blue rub, and she put it on both legs, and she was like, you know, does this stuff really work? Because, you know, my legs feel okay the next day, but wasn't really sure if it worked. So to do a little experiment, she put the Deep Blue rub on one leg and not the other. Went to bed. She woke up the next day, and she said, there is definitely a difference between the legs, and continuously using Deep Blue now. A lot of athletes use Deep Blue before the workout and after the workout, because remember, it's got the peppermint in there. Remember, peppermint kind of stimulates that nervous system, and it helps oxygenate those cells. So that's gonna, it's just gonna give you a more energy, so you can have a better workout.
Angelo, have you ever layered the oil with the Deep Blue rub?
I have layered oils, but not using Deep Blue rub.
I have put the oil on, let that get in for a few minutes, and then put the Deep Blue rub over that. And it really gives you an intense relief. Like for me, it gives me really intense relief. I use both.
Okay.
The oil and then the rub.
One of the cautions here is to not use it right after you take a shower when your pores are very open, because it will burn.
Yeah.
I did that once.
It's
once. But one of the newer products of Deep Blue is the polyphenol complex, and I basically use that as like our ibuprofen kind of thing. Elaine has found that to be helpful with her arthritis. I mean, a combination of the polyphenol and a couple different oils every once in a while has been very beneficial for her. Have you, again, if you use the oil on this, you're probably going to want to dilute it to at least a 50%, if not a 1-to-3 ratio, because of that peppermint and that
it's very strong.
Very strong, and it does have the ability to kind of penetrate down deep into the muscle tissue.
Now we're on to Breathe, one of our very favorites also. There's so many favorites. The respiratory blend. Apply topically to maintain clear airways and breathing. We like to put it in our palms of our hands and then breathe it in, and you just take it in, and it smells good, and it works really, really well to open up your airways. You can diffuse, which he does when he has sinus issues. Add to the humidifier at bedtime for a more restful sleep. Our brother-in-law uses it every night in a diffuser that keeps him from snoring, and it helps keep him asleep. Apply to chest or bottom of the feet for seasonal respiratory discomfort.
Yep. One of the things I've learned about Breathe is I was talking with a gentleman who was waking up from night sweats, having night terrors. And this oil actually has the ability to calm at the same time that it does all of these other things. So I sent him some. And typically when he would wake up and have one of these attacks, it would take him the better part of 45 minutes to an hour to get back to sleep, to calm down and relax and drift back off to sleep. When he got the Breathe, when he'd wake up and have these panic attacks and these night terrors, he'd just put a drop in his hand, and he'd start inhaling it, deep breaths, and he said within 15 minutes he's able to get back, calm back down, crawl back into bed, and get back to sleep. So very helpful, very beneficial to him. So this is an oil that you do not want to take internally, but it and again, you may want to dilute this with something with fractionated coconut oil, just because again it's kind of a hot oil. One of the things I was reading here is that it supports energy when medically fatigued, and it is excellent for clarity of the mind and balance of the heart. Ravensara oil is an antiviral immune stimulant and works great for the respiratory infections. When using a respiratory blend topically, remember that remember that you want to just use a little bit, and if you're getting the effect, but you want a little bit more power, you want a little bit more benefit from it, then you're going to go ahead. You can go ahead and take another a whiff of it. One of the things we like about these oils is that you can never use the wrong oil. You'll always get some kind of benefit from the oil, but it may not be the exact benefit you're looking for. But if you're not getting the benefit you're looking for, you can go back in 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes later and try a different oil. It's not like a prescription or over-the-counter medication where you got to wait 4 hours before it's out of your system and try something else. So just huge that we have this at our disposal, or to keep trying to find what works best for you. Here's a list of all the Breathe products that are out there. Again, you can get respiratory drops, very good for my allergy season or when I get a cold. Much better than having that Halls or something else. And one of the newer products is the Vapor Stick. That's just like the old Vicks Vapor Rub stuff.
Yep.
Maybe you probably had when you were growing up. And it's just, I'll put some on my chest or on my lower neck, and before I go to bed, and that really helps. Or you can put some on the bottom of your feet. That too. It just helps keep those sinuses open and those passages just kind of free and clear, and it helps you get a better night's sleep.
Angela, do you put the Vapor Stick on your chest and neck before you cut the grass or anything when you work outside?
No, I'm finding that the lemon, lavender, and peppermint are effective for me, except for this year. I actually had to go back on prescription medications. My allergies were so bad, but I'm back to using just lemon, lavender, and peppermint. If I do sneeze while I'm out there, I just stop what I'm doing, come in, make another capsule, and I'm good to go.
And sometimes it's like if he's really congested, he'll just put a drop of lavender under his tongue. And I'm telling you, that stuff tastes awful, but it works. It almost perfectly.
Yeah.
I find that I put the Breathe Stick on my chest before I go outside and work or cut my grass, and it just tends to be open, especially on humid days.
Right.
That's
I
something
can
to
actually
think about and
get through
try.
what I need to get through, along with my lemon, lavender, and peppermint.
May have to
Yeah.
give that a try. So, all right.
All right, where are we?
Digest Zen.
Digest Zen. Another one of Angelo's very favorites. Because he has acid reflux, and that really helps with that. But it also helps if you rub it on your stomach to ease digestive discomfort, nausea, or motion sickness. Once in a while, I'll eat something if I'm out and it's a little bit off, and I'll get gas in my intestines. Rub Digestin or even just peppermint on, and it really fixes it up in a hurry. You can take Digestin internally at meal times to support healthy, comfortable digestion, and apply to the bottom of the feet of children to help ease digestive issues. I like all the products on the left there that can be used that the Digestin can fix, rather than all those separate products.
Yeah, and that's just the over-the-counter stuff that you see. It does help with any kind of intestinal distress or bowel distress. It's effective against diarrhea, upset stomach, acid reflux. Now, I did take a little bit of time to figure out how to use that oil. I was first using it topically, and I wasn't getting much relief from that. So I started taking it internally by taking a drop or two and putting it in some water. It just really wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So through trial and error and a couple days here and there, I stumbled upon where you could mix Digestin and frankincense together are very effective with acid reflux. And so I take 4 drops of each in a capsule in the morning, and I have been off my Nexium for 3 years now. I haven't taken a Nexium in 3 years. Now in the evening time, I still have to be careful as to I may eat something a little bit too late or the wrong thing, and I'll get a little bit of acid reflux. So I'll just go back and take another pill if I have to. Another way to squash the acid reflux really quickly, this is another horrid way of doing it, but it's very, very effective, is take a drop of lemon directly to the back of your throat, the back of your mouth, and it will help calm that acidness and that reflux, and that pain will go away. Usually within minutes, it's done. So again, through trial and error, try what works for your body. For me, it seems like internally is where I get the best result for most of these oils.
Wonder if that would be safe for dogs that get motion sickness.
Tina, did you hear that?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to research that one a lot. What I am seeing though for dogs, motion sickness, car sickness is ginger and peppermint.
Okay.
So it's kind of going that direction.
Okay, all right.
I would think that Digestin would help too.
Yeah, there's ginger in it, right? There's
Yeah,
ginger.
there's ginger
Rub it
in
on
it.
your paws or on the, or put a little on the scarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I've been swirling busy today, Angelo.
What was that?
I've been swirling busy today. I got emails back from my party the other night, my class.
Yeah.
I've got 14 people that are like asking questions and one signing up, and so far one signing up, but we got, yeah.
Nice.
So we got lots of doggy research.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Tina is our go-to for our pets. She's been using them on herself and her dogs. Her dogs run agility, and so she's our go-to for pet. So here's a whole slew of Digestin products. I'm not going to get into all of these, but they all are targeted towards better digestion. Wow. Probiotics, just a lot of things that to help with that keeping your digestive system on track. The digestive tabs is something that I may go to in the evening as well. It's basically your Alka-Seltzer or your Tums, same type of thing, but it does have a drop of Digestin oil in it. The Digestin soft gels, because again I use those every day when I am traveling. The soft gel caps are just the easier way, the more convenient way to travel, so I'll take them. The only thing you have to remember is that there's 2 drops of oil in that soft gel, so I take 4 drops every day, so I have to remember to take 2 capsules. It's just little things like that. As far as the rest of those products there, we could probably have a class just highlighting those problems, those products right there. I do use the TerraZyme on a regular basis because that helps extract the nutrients from the foods that you're eating, and it helps your body absorb those nutrients a little bit better. So, again, just another effective way to help with the nutrients that you're taking into your body. So how do we get to know all this stuff? As most of you know, the Modern Essentials book is pretty much one of our go-to books. If you know the alphabet, or even if you need a little bit of help with the alphabet, it's pretty much how it's laid out. The other little guide there is the Essential User Guide from A to Z. If you want to find out, if you want to look up an ailment and see which oils are good for that. Modern Essentials book, though, is pretty much the go-to for if you want to find, if you have an oil and you don't know what that oil is good for, you don't know everything that you can use that oil for, that's a good resource to go and look that up. There's another book that we use called the Essential Life book. I don't have that pictured here. I'm actually currently out of the Essential Life books, but we like that book as well. You can find that on Amazon. You can find it at a couple different couple of websites that we use as reference to get our reference material, and it's the website I'm trying to think of just escaped my mind.
Aroma tools?
No, not Aroma Tools. They don't do the
This
essential.
one?
Yeah,
That's the
right?
one. Thank you, Sally. That's the one.
Sally actually got my last one.
Oh, yeah, I wonder who got your last one.
You did, and I actually we're getting ready to drop another order for that. But I like that book. I like the Essential Life book because it has more recipes in there, and it gives you some more options, and it's broken down by body systems. So it may be a little bit tricky to learn where to go look up some of that information, but it's a great resource to between the two of them. There's some similarities, but there's some good differences, different options each book provides. If you're the sciencey kind of person, you want to know the background and the composition of the oils, then you want to go with the Modern Essentials. If you're looking for just straight up, just give me a recipe, show me how to use it, then the Essential Life book is good for that.
Will when you order the new ones, will it still be the 4th edition?
Yes, it's still the 4th edition.
Good, because my neighbor wants one.
Oh.
She has, I forget what she has. She has a disease, and it's right in the back in the book.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she could look it up. I forget what it is. Oh, it's something really strange. I mean, it has to do with I just can't remember the name of it, but it's right in the back. It's in the alphabet, and it's in by alphabet. She didn't have to look up to see what kind of a disease it was or what it was related to find it.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants one of those. So when you get them in, I want another book for her.
All right. We're dropping the order, I think, next week, so I will let you know when they come in.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's great.
So all the that's pretty much the oils that we wanted to cover. If you noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, but we essentially went through the
Physicians.
well, it's no physicians,
Okay.
the essential, the home essential kit. So
Okay.
that is a really good kit for somebody who's just starting out their oil journey, and it gives them the ability to have 10 oils at their disposal that can take care of a lot of different things.
You can mix and match them. Oh,
Yeah.
it's fun.
So
No, because I had a sample of Deep Blue, and I really miss it. I hope it's on tomorrow's thing. And the breathe too, because I have really bad sinus problems at night, and that made the biggest difference. But it's all gone too.
that's the thing about the oils. Once you find something that works, you really, it's
Yes.
they're good to go. So, do you guys have any questions or anything with anything that we talked about tonight?
No, but I would like to tell Tina that what I bought for the dog for her arthritis really seems to be working on her pain, because she doesn't breathe real heavy all the time.
Good. That's good to hear.
She doesn't breathe. I mean, she was breathing real heavy all the time, and I know she was in pain. And since I put it on the scarf and I rub it on her back hips, it's been much better.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Now,
Now
that
I
was-
think fake glimpse sometime for attention.
Yeah, they're smart to do that.
Labs are like that. But I wanted to tell you that because I got that at the seminar from you, and it has.
Yes.
Good.
So
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to make a note of that.
okay.
Add to my testimonials.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
can
go.
put that on your testimonial.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Well, my next class at the training center is August 14th, and it's going to be on pain management and anxiety for the dog and their handlers.
Yeah.
You have, and I already have that flyer. So are you going to make up a Facebook event for that again, or did you?
Yes, I'll do that. That was kind of weird. It was like my Facebook made the event in my page, my Christie's Canine Care page.
Right.
And it only showed the second date. I was like, wait, I didn't do that. The first date was July 17th, but it was saying August 14th. So that's why I kept saying the first class is August 14th. So I'm going to just do a real brief, intro to oils type thing, just a quick, what they are, how to apply them, and the safety features, and then go right into the pain management. We touched a little bit on pain, but I tried to kind of steer back from that. I didn't realize how much of a turnout I was going to have. She thought there might be 12 people, and I knew one person canceled, but then 14 people showed up.
Wow.
Plus her and her husband, and some people brought their dogs, and we really didn't have a chance to like literally test the dogs to see what they like, because they say your dog should smell the oil, and if they pull away from it, that's not the oil for them. You can try 3 different oils for anxiety, or 3 different oils for pain, or whatever. And if they pull away from it, they don't like it. If they sniff at it, like the vetiver seems to be really popular. They love that woody smell,
Right.
So, but everybody loved it. I got a post today from the owner. She's anxious to have me back, and she invited me to set up a vendor table every weekend at all the agility trials, and they have AKC trials every weekend as well as the ones that I go to 8 times a year.
That's great.
Okay. That's excellent.
That's great.
That's excellent.
Okay.
So
yeah, and we're ordering lots of BOGOs.
yeah.
Well, that was a perfect time for the class. I'll tell you, we had the class and said, you guys are lucky. This is BOGO week. So now I'm like emailing all of them and saying, hey, this is BOGOs.
Yeah, this is what you want. So
yep, they're
excellent.
jumping on.
Excellent.
Okay, I think I'll have to answer my
All right.
phone. That's
Any
my
other
mother.
questions?
And a big shout out to Lisa for helping me. She was my sidekick last night, and she actually contributed a lot as well.
Good.
She was answering questions when I couldn't, or we were getting pulled in 2 different directions, but it was great. We did great teamwork.
Good.
Good.
That's how it works. That's how it
Yeah.
works. So, all right. So if you guys, we're gonna have this posted on the Facebook page, and I'll email it out as well for anybody that didn't have a chance to join us tonight. So we're going to be trying to do this on a regular basis. Probably the 3rd Thursday of every month, we'll have a different topic than we present in our home. So we'll have this will just be another option for you guys to grab some training, or get your people to your out-of-state folks or something like that to jump online and be a part of this as well. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks for joining
Okay.
us tonight. We'll catch
Bye.
up with you guys later on. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, girlie, it's just you and me, I guess.